And we are live. Hello, hello, and Nyojong. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from tonight or today or this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And I am super excited. I'm here with these amazing and successful business owners tonight or today or wherever you're tuning in from. And we're going to have a real talk about something that, to be quite honest, doesn't get asked nor does it really get talked about a lot either. So we'll be diving into that and let us be the ones to bring it to light because maybe you are also thinking it too. Okay. A lot of us think things, but we don't ever say it. So let us be the ones to say it and let you maybe reflect on. Okay. So what's more important tonight? What we're going to talk about is what's more important, time or money. Okay. For all of you who don't know who I am, my name is Tay. I am a business coach in this business. I'm streaming live from Minnesota. We are global. I have multiple business owners from all walks of life here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves before we dive into the topic, okay? And don't mind my noise in the background because I have a full house. All right. Lily, introduce yourself. Okay, so I guess Lily can't hear us. So, Caroline, why don't you go
Yeah.
ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes. Okay. My name is Caroline, and hello to everyone. I'm in California. I'm a mom of two grown sons, and I'm work full time at my travel retail job, and I'm also a digital business owner. So back to you, Tay.
Thank you for sharing that. Welcome. Super excited to have you here and look forward to hearing your story. Chong, introduce yourself so our audience will know who you are.
Hi, I'm Chong Miller, and I am streaming from Arizona. I'm a mom, a wife, and a realtor by profession. And this topic is really important to me because it's one of the reasons why I'm in this business. So, thank you for having me. See you soon.
Thank you for being here. Pania, why don't you share who you are so our audience will also get to know who you are too?
Hello, hello. I am Panya, and I am streaming live from Minnesota. I'm a mom, to three beautiful boys. I'm a wife. I'm an coordinator by profession, and I'm an online business owner. Thanks for having me here today. Back to you.
Thank you for joining us. So, Lily, let's try you again. Can you hear us? Introduce yourself.
All right. Okay. Okay. I can hear you now. Can you hear me? So this is Lily Cha. I'm coming live to you from Oregon, USA, and I am a proud mom of five and a business owner. And thank you so much for having me here, joining you all. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and I'm super excited. Like I said, we're all from different parts of the world, right? California, Arizona, Oregon, and Minnesota. So just know how global we are. But tonight, I'm so excited to hear um, from each of you on your take on tonight's topic and sharing your personal stories and just being raw and real and authentic. No scripts, okay? No fluff, just life. So, for this tonight's topic, let me start tonight by saying that what's more important, time or money, right? Uh, for me, I'd have to say that it has to be time because quite honestly, I've been in a place that where I was working so much, but and like giving so much and always so busy, but never was really present for my family's life or even my boss's life. And I missed out on so many things that I'll never be able to get back. I missed out on times where I could have been there more present, but I'll never get back. And I've lost where I could never get that time back, where I could never say, "Let me take you out for a lunch. Let me come see you one last time." Okay, and it hit me hard. So I always, but honestly, I can always work to make more money, but I'll never be able to get those times back with my family or even the time for myself. And that's why I'm so grateful that I found this business, and it's given me the space to slow down a bit, quite a bit, a lot, okay? And to be there for the little moments and to still grow something that supports my family's financial future, okay? So that's why I choose time. And I'm not saying that life is perfect, okay? But it's a whole lot more aligned with what I value now, especially being there for the people that I love. And tonight, each of us are going to share, and I'm looking forward to hearing what your answer is. And you out there, drop a comment. Let us know time or money, right? And why, so that we can hear from you too. And I hope that it gets you thinking too. All right. So I'm going to pass it on to Chong. Let's hear what you have to say, Chong. Time
Yeah.
or money? Why?
I think, uh, well, I'm going to say both, but and a lot of it depends on where you are and how old you are. And I'm old, so time is important because I can't have that back, you know. Um, and I'm saying this time is really important to me because, you all know my story. I mean, my husband and I we found each other after 25 years of being apart. So that's 25 years that we can't get back, you know. And it doesn't matter like how much money we have, we can't get that time back. And that's why time is important. We can't buy time, right? You can't get time back, but you can buy time if you have money, because then you wouldn't be trading it for money. And that's what people do now is everybody's trading time for money. And like you, when I was younger and my kids were younger, my kids are two young men now. They're in their 20s, mid 20s. And when they were younger, when they were growing up, I was trading time for money. And I was trading time for money that I didn't really have a lot of time with them. And I was traveling for to work. I would be going places for training for a weeks, for a week. And it was like, there was one time, there was a job that I had that I was gone for 1 week every month. So that's how much time I missed. And there was one time when I was gone so much that when I came back, my ex-husband was only cooking pizza, and my boys were like, "Mommy, please make stir fry. We want vegetables." Like it was like I was like, "Wow, like it is something that hit me." And as you grow older and your kids grow up more, it will hit you more. And all the moms out there who are working and trading time for money, I'm not trying to sell you, but I'm just letting you know that when you get to my age and you see your kids, you dream about your kids. Now they're grown up. When I dream about them, they're not this age. They're that age where they're you're so impactful. They're at the 6, 7, 8 years old. And that's all I see them is at that age. And as much as the time that I spend with them, because I was, somewhat a single mom living with a partner, kind of environment, I spent almost every time I had available, all the time I have available with them when I'm not working. And still, I feel because I was working so hard, there were times when I was working 2, 3 jobs, and I missed that time. So yes, to me, if I could have that time back, because I needed the money at that time, I traded my time for money. I didn't have enough time with my kids. As much as that time I had with my kids, I could have had more. And now I want that, and I can't have it back because now they're grown. They don't want to go with me anywhere. But but they do go. They do take me out to lunch, but they have friends now, But that is more important to me, and even now, because I am now 50 plus, old. Uh, Time is important now because I need to spend time with my husband. I need to spend time with my family before I run out of time, because we get to that part where we run out of time because we don't know if tomorrow is, tomorrow's not promised, right? Tomorrow is tomorrow. And so there you go. Time is my most important factor.
That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And you're right. A lot of us moms miss out on our children's milestones and the time to watch them grow up. And unfortunately, we can never get it back, but we still have time to make it, right? But tomorrow's never promised, like you said. And so do something that'll help better your time with your children, right? Create that time, because if you don't, you'll always say, I don't have time. So thank you for being vulnerable with us and sharing, Chong. I appreciate it. Carolyn, why don't you share with us money or time? What's more important?
Did you call my name? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to share a little bit of my story as well, because what Chu said earlier was really resonated with me, because she mentioned it depends on which stage of your life, right? And I remember after I graduated and started my career, definitely in my mind, it was money, not really money, but more like career. I'm career minded. And of course, as you grow up the corporate ladder, I was in the corporate environment. And as you go up the corporate ladder, of course, your remuneration will commensurate with the contribution and the effort and achievement. So I would say that back then, because I was not the wise person I'm now, I was more money focused, in the sense that I wanted to advance my career, but also because I had kids when they were quite young, and I was also busy raising my kids, but I also wanted to provide, financial security for them. And back then, when you were in a survival mode, you really think that money is the answer to a lot of problems. If you have money, there's so much things you could do for your kids, including put them in a good school, hiring the best people to teach them, whether it's sports, after school activity, etc., etc. So I think that when I was younger, in my 20s, early 30s, definitely I was more career minded. I was actually a workaholic. I wanted to do the best job I could for the company. And really, I was lucky because I advanced quite fast by showing, improving the bottom line, generating, meeting all the sales target, etc. So at one point, I became CEO of a corporate based in Singapore and Hong Kong, and dealing with luxury products. But the title to me now does not mean anything. So now at this stage in my life, I can honestly answer you that time definitely always over money, because you rightly said, Tay, that you can always make money. You could lose money, you can remake money, but you could never recapture the time. Luckily for me, when I was such a workaholic and busy building my career, and I had to travel, I had to work long hours, it was really stressful. But even back then, I think I was a good mom. My sons knew that, I really cared for them. It's more like quality time, not a lot of time, to spend with them. I also missed a lot of little happenings in their life. But it reached a point where I realized I needed to make a change. So this is when I decided to move to the US, and my kids know I moved here because of them. It's because of their future, because of their better education. So they, luckily, like I have good relationship with them, and they care. I mean, they kind of not, how to say, resent me for the time I was working so hard. And I also knew that I had to make a change, so it's never too late. So now definitely you cherish the time with your family, and the best you could do, I feel like, for me, I feel lucky because time really is freedom. And I think that, I always wanted to reach this balance, of time, and at the same time generate income to support your family. So I guess, I have found a business that can do both. But now definitely it's time over money. But it was not always the case.
You are right. You and Chong both mentioned the phases in our lives, and we are all guilty, right? And we're just to let you guys know, or you both know, you're not bad parents. You're not bad mothers because you wanted the best of the best for your children, right? You work and you're trading time for money because you want the best for your children. And some of them understand, some of them don't, but it's okay. You're not horrible. You are just trying to survive, and they didn't understand that, right? And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because a lot of us do go through that phase. Like, you are a workaholic, okay? We all have been guilty of that. Like, it made them feel like we put them second, but it was them first. That's why we had to go to work. We had to do those overtime. We had to like work those extra days. But just for you watching out there, and for you, Caroline and Chong, Lily, Panya, we're not horrible mothers. We are just trying our best, okay? But
No,
thank you for sharing.
I was still soccer mom. I still soccer coach. So I was still doing all of that. It's just that now you just now that you're past that, and you realize you become more wise, like Caroline says. You realize that you could have had more time, you know, and because that time was so precious, it's gone now because they're grown. You had it,
Right,
but then now that they're grown, you,
right. And it's never
you
too late,
yeah,
right? Because
but we're still making time for each other. They
mhm,
take mom out to lunch every month, and we hang out to talk and stuff. But it's different because it's not those little ones anymore. That's what I'm saying.
right, right. And hey, but that's still special too, right? We missed out on some, but then we realized that we don't want to miss out on much anymore. We want to be there, be present. So thank you for sharing. Lily, let's hear from you. Why don't you share with us, time or money? Which is more important, and why? Lily, you're mute.
Sorry. Okay, so I value time because for years I worked in long hours in healthcare, with long commute, missing family events, and barely catching a break. I was, earning, but I was missing out on life. I realized that no amount of time could ever replace the precious time I lost with my kids, or the peace that I truly wanted. During those early days, all I could think of was like, go to work. I need to earn so that I can help my kids when they get older, right? Which is, yes, but at the moment, I didn't realize that, I'm just trading time for my kids. I mean, for my family, for the work that I do. And so I I remember that, there are times when I come home, kids already are asleep, and then wake up early in the morning trying to get them to go to school, and then, prepare lunch or dinner for them before they come home, after I'm gone. You know, for so many years, you know, I started to see that, my kids are more attached to my mother-in-law. They started call grandma mom. And that's when I realized that, something got to change too. But then at that moment, I wasn't able to, change everything or find a job or a business that I can actually gain more time. to be there for my family. And so, looking for that for a long time, although I didn't give up, but then I just didn't know how to find it. I just didn't know how to change that, right? And so that's what a couple years ago, that's when I chose to build a digital business that, give me more time back without giving up the income I needed. As for me, I'm still work in the healthcare full time and then doing this business on the side. So that give me the balance between work, job, and my family. Now that I work from home, I can travel more. I, be more present with my family. At the same time, I'm also living with attention with every single day and knowing that, I enjoy those memories, especially with my little grandson, because all the milestones that I missed from my older kids, now I can gain back from my grandchildren for my grandchild, and then more grandchildren that are coming on the way too. So, these precious, we cannot get back, right? It's just like, once it's gone. Just like, many of you mentioned that, time, once it's gone. We cannot take it back. But again, it's never too late. Start where you are, and take that moment, keep it, don't let it lose, don't let it go, And so, yeah, that's a little bit about my story. So yeah, thank you for letting me share. Back to you.
Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your amazing story. You are right. We miss out on our children, but you're so fortunate to be able to still spend it with your grandson. So that's wonderful. And I seen him. He's so adorable. Such precious times, precious memories that you can, if you take a picture, like they say, take a picture, it lasts longer. But it is really true, because that is a moment frozen in time that you can never get back. But if you take a picture, you can hold it. You can never stop time. You can never make time wait for you. But time keeps moving whether you move or not. So I'm so glad that you share that even though you missed out on so many milestones, now you have the opportunity to share it with your grandson. And that's just so precious. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Well, let's go to Panya. Panya, you're, I believe, the youngest of us here. I didn't want to point that out, but you do. You look young. Tell us. And for anyone watching, for you watching out there, Panya, tell them, time or money is more precious? And why?
Well, for me, it would definitely have to be time, because I am one of the youngest of 10 kids, and I wasn't able to have that time with my dad, my mom, and my older siblings, right? So for me, I wanted that for my kids. I wanted to be able to be the change for them. So that's why time is more important for me versus money. And just being able to see the difference in age between your older siblings and yourself. And then once you become a parent yourself and you get to see your own kids grow up, time is something that we definitely can't get back, but we can make for ourselves, right? From day one, before I became a mom, I always told my husband, I was like, I don't want to work. So you better make money because I'm not working. So yeah, so that's the most important for me is time, because growing up with a big family, it's just something that we've always craved as kids, because we didn't get to see our parents like how our kids get to see us today. So back to you.
Thank you for sharing that. I can relate to that. Where growing up, always never seeing your mom or your dad, and they're always working, right? And that's what made me like realize I need to change too, like, because you never see them, they're always working. And then now you realize you're doing the same thing. It's passed on to you without you even knowing it, right? And we've all said time on this panel tonight. And honestly, people, there's this phrase going around like, money can't buy happiness, money can't buy this, money can't buy that. Money can't buy anything, but when you have money, you have choices and options. and you're going to be healthier because you don't have to stress. You don't have to trade time. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you, all of you ladies, for being vulnerable tonight and sharing, because a lot of us think this. A lot of us moms, a lot of us wives, women, husbands, dads, we think these things, but we never say it. Sometimes it's as if it's a taboo too. But you know, let us be the ones to share with you those thoughts and bring it out loud, because it's okay. We should start talking about these things, because we should make choices and options for our kids. We shouldn't pass on those traumas to them. So this topic is very powerful, hits me in the heart, because tonight, wow, I don't know about you watching, but hearing everyone's take on this really hit home tonight for me. And whether you watching said time or money, all of us here said time, because that's something, when you are in a community where you have like-minded individuals from all walks of life who are working towards one same goal, to have choices and options. This is what they call like-minded, okay? So whether you said time or money, it's okay, because it's okay to say, yes, I want money, I need money, I will get money. But remember, reflect, is it money or is it really time? Because in your heart, you really want money to make more time, to create more time. So I think the deeper message here is that we all just want to live a life that feels right. One where we're not just trying to work to survive, but to actually live. Okay, and let that sink in, to actually be able to live. And sometimes that means making bold choices, okay? Even if they don't always make sense to others, as long as it makes sense to you, okay? And for us here, this journey has given us more than just extra income. It's given us options, time freedom, and the choice to live with more intention, like these amazing lady has mentioned. So tonight's conversation, if it got you thinking about what you value most, or what you lean into more, or if it resonates with you, right? Don't ignore it, because your time, your energy, your life, they matter more than you think, okay? So that's all we have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And even if you feel or know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them so that they can hear it too, because maybe it's a message that they need. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, my lovely panelists, for your time and your energy here today. I appreciate all of you, and we all appreciate you watching. So until next time, catch us again. Bye. Thank you. Ciao.